Let us slow everything down. Let us move gently, the way the ocean moves when no wind dares to disturb it. Tonight, there is no urgency. There is no danger. There is only the steady forward motion of a ship that believes in itself. It is late at night on April 14th, 1912. The RMS Titanic is deep in the North Atlantic, far from any shore, far from any city, far from any thought of disaster. The ocean is calm in a way that feels almost unreal, as if the sea itself has decided to hold its breath. The water stretches endlessly, smooth and dark, reflecting the cold stars above like scattered fragments of glass. There is no moon without it. The night feels heavier, quieter. Darkness presses gently against the ship. Yet Titanic does not seem to notice. She moves forward confidently, steadily, her massive hull slicing through the still water without resistance. Beneath the decks, her engines pulse with a deep, constant rhythm. A sound so familiar that many passengers no longer hear it consciously. It has become a lullaby. Inside the ship, life continues in hushed tones. Soft light glows from chandeliers and wall lamps, illuminating polished wood, carved details, and brass railings that shine faintly in the artificial warmth. The contrast between inside and outside is striking. Beyond the steel walls lies endless cold and silence. Within them, comfort and certainty. In the first-class lounges, the night lingers. A few men sit back in leather chairs, their posture relaxed, their faces calm. Cigars burn slowly, releasing thin streams of smoke that curl lazily toward the ceiling. Glasses of brandy and whiskey rest on small tables, barely touched. Conversation drifts without urgency, topics moving from business to travel to casual observations about the smoothness of the voyage. Someone remarks on how still the sea has been. Another nods, agreeing that it is an unusually pleasant crossing. No one feels uneasy. Nearby, a pianist has finished playing for the evening. The last notes still seem to hang in the air, fading slowly into silence. The room settles. Footsteps soften. Doors close gently. Titanic begins to prepare for sleep. Along the first-class corridors, footsteps echo faintly against the carpets. A woman walks slowly back to her cabin, her gown whispering against the floor. She pauses briefly at a mirror, adjusts her hair, then continues on. Somewhere, a steward moves quietly, checking that lamps are dimmed, that nothing has been forgotten. Everything is orderly. Everything is exactly as it should be. On the promenade deck, enclosed against the cold, a few passengers stroll side by side. Their breath fogs faintly against the glass windows. Outside, the ocean glides past in near silence. No waves crash. No foam risers. The sea feels asleep. One couple stops to gaze outward, their reflections faintly visible in the dark glass. They stand there longer than necessary, not because they expect to see something, but because the stillness feels comforting. Below, in second class, the ship has grown quiet. Most cabins are dark now, curtains drawn, doors shut. Families lie beneath blankets, listening to the distant hum of the engines. Children sleep deeply, their breathing slow and even. Parents lie awake just a little longer, letting their thoughts drift. They think of arrival, of letters to be written, of familiar streets waiting across the ocean. Their worries feel far away here. In third class, the day's laughter and music have faded into memory. Earlier, voices filled the common rooms in dozens of languages. Songs were sung. Stories were shared. Now, those same voices rest in shared cabins, carried gently by dreams. Men who have labored all their lives feel the strange comfort of rest without anxiety. Women dream of futures they can almost touch. Children dream without knowing where they are all. Titanic carries all of them forward, indifferent to their differences, steady beneath their sleeping bodies. Far below, in the engine rooms, the calm has a different texture. The air is hot and heavy. Cold dust clings to skin and clothing. Men shovel fuel into the furnaces with practiced movements, muscles working in rhythm. The roar of fire never truly stops here. But even this chaos has its order. Gauges glow, valves hiss softly. Sweat drips, yet there is no panic, only routine. These men trust the ship, they trust her. Strength, they trust the engineers who designed her and the officers who command her. Titanic is new. Titanic is powerful. Titanic is believed to be nearly unsinkable, though few actually use the word aloud. It is simply understood. Above them all, on the bridge, the officers stand watch. The night air is sharp. The temperature has dropped, and the cold bites at exposed skin. Still, visibility is excellent. Stars shine clearly. The horizon is difficult to distinguish from the sea because both are dark and still. The lookouts peer ahead, eyes straining, bells silent. Ice warnings received earlier in the day have been noted, but the sea remains calm. Calm seas feel safe. The ship maintains her speed. Time stretches. Minutes pass unnoticed. At 11 o'clock p.m., most of Titanic sleeps. The corridors are nearly empty now. Only the occasional creak of the ship, the distant footsteps of a steward, or the muted sound of water along the hull breaks the silence. The lights have been lowered. The ship seems to breathe more slowly. In first-class cabins, silk sheets slide softly as sleepers shift in their rest. Pocket watches tick steadily on bedside tables. Jewelry catches faint light. Dreams wander freely. No one dreams of ice. No one dreams of danger. Dreams are filled with cities, reunions, success, warmth. Somewhere on deck, a single passenger stands alone. Wrapped tightly in a coat, they lean against the railing, staring into the darkness. The cold air feels clean, honest. The ocean smells sharp and endless. For a moment, the world feels perfectly balanced. After a while, the passenger turns away, satisfied, and goes back inside. The night deepens at 11:30 p.m. Titanic continues unchanged. The engines hum. The sea remains unnaturally smooth. Sailors in later years will describe such nights with quiet and ease. But here, in this moment, it feels peaceful, comforting, safe. No one feels history approaching. No one senses the thin line between certainty and chaos. The iceberg is still far ahead, silent and invisible, waiting in the dark. For now, it does not exist. Titanic remains a floating city of light and warmth, moving confidently through a sleeping ocean. She carries faith in progress, faith in steel, faith in human mastery over nature. And so we stay here, in these final calm hours, before the alarms, before the shouts, before the sea finds its way inside. Here, where the engines hum softly, where the lights glow warmly, where the world believes it is safe. Slow your breathing. Let the rhythm of the ship guide you. Let the ocean remain still, for now all is calm.